name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is July 22nd, 2025. It is 12:11 p.m. I was supposed to start recording right after I finish recording the first video, but I think my husband got up. There were noises, so I said, you know what? Let me edit the video and then I'll record. And I've been so lazy to do that. I didn't go to the gym. I was supposed to do legs today, and I think I'm still feeling that a hike we did the other day. So I was like, let me rest today. So tomorrow when I go to the gym, I'll do upper body, and then the following day I'll do legs. So let me let my legs rest a little. So I have some tweets to share with you. I've added to the list. This is what I was supposed to start with. I think I'm gonna start with that, and then I added some new ones I came across a few minutes ago. I put new, all of these new, but these are like politics and different topics. So let's get started, and we're gonna start with JTB TikTok. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 of them. That's I put on the list since yesterday or earlier this morning, and some Jeremy Vine videos, and there's more JTB. Yeah, I just added these. So anyway, let me stop explaining. Let's just go straight to it. Alright, yeah, I think this is the one I'm supposed to start with. Alright, so let's get started. NewsNation is out here critiquing Meghan Markle's social media while filming on a toaster and wearing a haunted blazer. Haunted blazer. You got fired over leaked nudes and a fake NBC quote. Sir, sit this one out. Her wine is award-winning. Your credibility evaporated. Who the hell is he? NewsNation, your gossip career is fried. Just like your scalp. Oh my god, when the loudest critic doesn't even know how social media works. Okay, let's listen, because I have no idea who he is and what he has said. So we're gonna I'm gonna learn right now. 3 minutes and 18 seconds screenshot. If he is on YouTube, I truly suggest, I hate to give suggestion, just go check him out. Use your own discretion if you should subscribe or whatever. I'm not even sure he's on YouTube, because he just started being on X. It's quaddies who are on TikTok who used to post some of his content on X, and that's how I used to share with you earlier. But now he is on X. I don't know if he's on YouTube as well. Okay, so if he is, I will recommend you to go check him out, and then use your discretion whether you want to subscribe or not, if you are a Sussex Squad fan. Okay, let's listen.
Meghan Markle, yeah. Meghan Markle, a great person who apparently says, if you remember, well, the only thing I'd like people to do is tell the truth about me. Trust me, sister, if there's one thing you wouldn't want them to do, it is to tell the truth about you. But it's interesting because now, according to that source, she's having something of a crisis of confidence. What can it be about? Meghan Markle, you may have noticed, has gone a damn quiet on the land of social media. Yes, ever since she launched that wine, but the other wine that apparently...
Okay, are they fast forwarding, or is it just me who hear him going so fast? That's one thing. Second, what is wrong with these people? Meghan is not paying them any attention. What the hell is wrong with them? So which means the palace definitely has some issues with Meghan's success. That's the only thing I could think of. The palace, the firm, the egghead who kick him out they all have issues with Meghan's success, because I do not see why. Who are these people? They're coming out of the Woodworth to just talk about Meghan. What the hell is wrong with them? This is insane. Thank God Meghan is not paying attention to them. They literally took it upon themselves to follow her and then to complain. This is not normal. Who the hell is this guy? What in the name? But let's continue. Well, I guess JTB has them on fast track to go right after them, because this would have been out there. I will never know it. You know, this guy was talking about Meghan. What in the name? But anyway, let me start all over. I'm gonna try not to interrupt.
Meghan Markle, yeah? Meghan Markle, the great person who apparently says, if you remember, well, the only thing I'd like people to do is tell the truth about me. Trust me, sister, if there's one thing you wouldn't want them to do, it is to tell the truth about you. But it's interesting because now, according to that source, she's having something of a crisis of confidence. Or can it be announced? Meghan Markle, you may have noticed, has gone a dark quiet on the land of social media. Yes, ever since she launched that wine, well, you know, the wine that apparently... I mean, listen, let's be blunt. One of the tabloid newspapers did a review and said it was dire. Now, here's the problem about the social media stuff, because as I said, when she put the wine up recently, she couldn't even get the sound right, apparently, of the wine being poured. Now, this is because she fired a social media manager. And according to the source who's currently still working there, Meghan's having a crisis of confidence. And this was all really about what to post, because the people online are pulling and picking apart what she's doing. Now, as I said, I'm not the genius of social media, so I'm not quite sure. I'm not interested in expensive fruit platters and somebody smelling sweet bluebells and stuff. You know, it's all a bit contrived.
Neil Sean, please log off before the sun finishes melting your scalp. Why does Neil Sean look like an off-brand Annabelle doll that was left in the microwave? You're standing in the middle of a hedge maze, looking like a rejected wax figure from Madame Tussauds, rambling about Meghan's crisis of confidence. And we're supposed to take you seriously? Sir, your tie is working harder than your credibility.
Oh my
Let's
God.
get a few things straight. Meghan's not in crisis. She's curating a brand. That baby mama dance? Viral. That launch video? Cinematic. Her team understands the aesthetics, time, tone, and restraint. You, on the other hand, are out here filming conspiracy theories on a Motorola Razr with the energy of a confused substitute teacher who just discovered TikTok. You keep throwing around the phrase, according to sources. Honey, what sources? The same ones who told you she was relaunching the TIG in 2022? Or the same intern at a failed tabloid who now sends you scraps for a shout out? Be for fucking real. You have as much access to Meghan's inner circle as I have to the Queen's embalming fluid. And let's talk about wine. You tried to paint it as a flop. Meanwhile, the New York Post, a known Meghan critic, held a blind tasting, and Meghan's As Ever Rosé beat out wines from Brad Pitt, Cameron Diaz, and Sarah Jessica Parker. You know who judged it? Actual accredited sommeliers. Not you sipping elderflower tonic water and pretending it's vintage Viv. And while we're here, Meghan didn't fire her social media manager, but let's pretend she did. Because even on her worst day, her digital presence is more elegant, more strategic, and more effective than anything you've ever published. Your thumbnails look like rejected real estate ads. Her page, Vogue ready. Oh, and before you start giving advice, let's not forget why you're no longer welcome in actual newsrooms. You were reportedly fired from the Sunday Press after nude photos of you surfaced online.
Oh my
nude
God.
Photos.
How the hell did he know about that? Oh my God. I don't even know who this guy is. But okay, it's good to do your research. I have no clue who the guy is.
I don't know why anyone would want to see those. I would only assume it was a science experiment. So here's my advice, Neil. Retire. Close the MacBook. Give your overworked blazer a rest. And maybe, just maybe, invest in some SPF before doing another outdoor shoot. Because at this point, the only thing more fried than your scalp is your reputation.
Oh my God. He looks like he accesses cyberspace with dial-up. Like old AOL. You remember back in the day, to log on to the internet, you have to dial up? Remember his face for a 2018 video. He said Meghan was getting elocution lessons before the wedding. In a universe where fake mumbo-ton exists, he thought the erudite, eloquent, melodious tone of the Black Goddess needed elocution lessons. JTB, you are too much. I'm telling you. Your thumbnails look like a rejected real estate ad. That is that is a cuss. I used to see him at certain press events during his Metro newspaper days when he had a gossip celebrity column. His copy was mostly taught from anonymous sources. Funny when he got called out. Phyllis Schofield. Good work, Neil Sean 1 and the Metro. Apparently, I have a 40-a-day cigarette habit. I don't smoke, you peluck. He's critiquing her baby mama dance. How many times he carried a baby in his uterus for 9 months. There's the bowling eye. As always, thank you. Oh, I've been waiting on this one. Thank you. Our friends, the notorious JTB Take No Prisoners. Fantastic. Another one tried, fried, and died. Rest in peace, Neil Curry. Alright, as ever, thank you. My goodness. Did he fast forward the thing? Because the way he was going at it is like they fast forward the video. And sometimes you have to think, when these people come out of nowhere, what do the palace has on them? Or does he have those alphabet medals? These people are ridiculous. These are the minions, the men in gray suit the palace is sending to just send nonsense. And they don't care about themselves, their reputation. Well, I'm thinking the Epstein thing, but if they're in that, you know what? Let me just stop. So many things going on in my head. Some of you don't like when I start a thought and I don't finish it. It's just that those things are coming in my head really quickly, and sometimes I have to think a couple times after they popped up not to just say them. Alright, next tweet. Gianni Versace then just dressed Diana. He understood her. He gave her power through fashion when the world tried to strip it away. Their friendship was iconic and their loss still devastating. Alright, he didn't just dress Diana. He helped her become who she was. The friendship that changed fashion and ended in tragedy. Then he died, and is that him who died? Where was it? In Miami and the mansion. How did, or am I thinking of the same person, die? Assassin. Roberto Giovanni Reno, Italian fashion designer, occurred July 15, 1997, when Andrew Cunanan shot him twice. Yeah, outside his Miami home. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's get back to that. So he's the same person. Alright. This one is 1 minute and 21 seconds.
When Princess Diana lost Gianni Versace, she didn't just lose a designer. She lost someone who saw her. Before the crown, beyond the headlines, beneath the trauma. After the divorce, when the palace turned cold and the press turned cruel, Gianni welcomed her in. Not as a princess, as a woman in transition. He didn't try to reinvent her. He amplified her. He gave her sharp lines, bold silhouettes, unapologetic glamour. He gave her back her body, her confidence, her power.
Let's not forget as well, Princess Diana used to work out. Okay? This is one person, she understood her position. She knew she had to stand tall next to her husband, a husband who didn't love her. Can you imagine this? But yeah, who didn't love her, but she knows, she understood her position. And she made Charles look good. But that freaking idiot, I don't know what went in his head. But he preferred that horse next to him. But anyway, let's continue. I'm sorry. Oh.
The Diana we remember, the sleek gowns,
My
the
goodness.
radiant confidence, the woman who wasn't afraid to take up space. That was Gianni's influence. He didn't dress her for duty, he dressed her for freedom.
That's true.
And when he was murdered, Diana flew to Milan in silence. No press, no cameras, just pain. She wore a simple black shift to the funeral. No embellishments, no distractions, just grief. And less than 7 weeks later, she was gone too. Before
Wow.
she died, she told a friend, "Do you think they'll do that to me too?"
Wow.
She knew. She knew what we all know now. Gianni was her mirror, her sanctuary. And in losing him, she lost the one person who never asked her to play a role. They were both symbols of reinvention, and they were both taken too soon.
Very interesting. I didn't know that. I just learned something new here of what Princess Diana said. I'm thinking, no, listening to him saying this, I'm wondering if they sent for that to happen because they did not want her to be in that pedestal. I mean, these people are evil. I will not pass this by. They are evil. The mindset of these people, if they could do certain things that, you know, the chaste and all of that, they're not far off. This is why we have to keep on praying for the Sussexes. These people are evil. I will not pass this, you know. Wow. But let's see here. He then dressed her for duty. He dresses her for freedom. Yeah, that was very powerful. Look at this. There's the word powerful. Luckily, you are here to keep their racist feet in the fire. They will never get away their racist nonsense anymore. They know that you are here to keep them checked. There's that. How can I love you more? JTB sending you best wishing from Spain. Can you do a video without cuts? Can you do a video without cuts? Just watch the damn thing. If you make a mistake, my goodness, I don't know who's that. If it's truly a Sussex squad, but my goodness, what's wrong with the video? But whatever. I usually see on TikTok that I've never been on TikTok, and I'm still not planning on being on TikTok. A lot of time when I see people recording themselves, I see them keep on reaching toward their phone, I guess either to pause and then start over again. I don't know. But let's continue. He did his thing. He put it out there. We were not looking for blockbuster TikTok videos. The information is out. So that's that. That's my response to that other tweet. Next one. Started Sirens on Netflix thinking I'll stop after one episode. Next thing I knew, it was 5 a.m. and I was fully feral. Rich people messy, revenge coded, twisted on top of twist. I need a support group. Alright. I saw this couple days ago. Well, you see, since July 20th, he posted this. I haven't been watching it. He said on Netflix. So I have Netflix. If anything, I could go check it out and see what he's talking about. Okay, this show had me saying just one more episode until it was 5 a.m. Sirens, Netflix.
I just finished Sirens on Netflix.
Sirens,
holy
okay.
Shit, I am unwell in the best way. It was deliciously messy. Rich people messy, which is one of my favorite genres. Every episode was a plot twist, covered in drama, and dipped in betrayal. It gave revenge vibes. Yes, the iconic ABC TV show, but darker, sexier, and somehow even more chaotic. I was hooked. I kept trying to sleep, but every time the credits rolled, I was like, okay, just one more. Next thing I knew, it was fucking 5 a.m., but no regrets. Sirens doesn't just serve drama. It devours it. It's twisty, toxic in all the right ways, and just when you think you've figured someone out, the show slaps you with a new layer of deception. If you haven't started it yet, cancel your plans. You're about to spiral. I just finished...
Okay. Based on what he said here, I don't know if it's something I would like, but I won't mind check it out to see what he's talking about. The first episode will tell me. Okay, must give it a watch if you are recommending it. Thank you for the recommendation. Love it. Haha. Just your thing. Might give it a look. Yeah, I think so too. I fall asleep on everything that I watch. I mean, I get up early. Many times you hear me saying the time when I start my videos. And then when I do sit down to watch a little TV or something, I'm out. Next tweet. Abusive individuals, institutions always want their victims silent so their abuse is not exposed and can continue in peace. The deranged commentator in this clip, pointing down here, wants the royal family abuse covered up and suggests bad dad Charles should silence Harry with an NDA so in future he could then suffer on silence. What the hell? See, this is the thing here. Many of the things that we are hearing from the royal rats, these are private moments. They should be between a father and a son. Family matter. But Charles seems to not understand this and keep on blabbing his things and then push Harry to go to court, because if Charles is saying his nonsense, to the royal voters, all into his business, and he knows the consequences of these things, that's why he went to court to get certain, to help him sort of get certain information out, so people will know the other side of things. But why these people are all into his business? Then again, the royal family are getting the papers involved. What in the name? Who are these people to tell a father and a son how to behave? And then this is the thing, they are freaking savages. They want suffer. They can never know peace.
I don't think there's anybody else in the world that is better suited and placed to be able to see this through than myself.
But he fears negative tabloid narratives endanger him and his family.
All it takes is one lone actor, one person who reads this stuff to act on what they have read. And whether it's a knife or acid, whatever it is, and these are things that are genuine concern for me. It's one of the reasons why I won't bring my wife back to this country.
Why can't they advise something more sensible, more humanly compassion, but they want people to suffer?
I actually couldn't believe it. I thought with all the disagreements and all of the chaos that's happening, the one thing that I could rely on is my family keeping me safe. And not only did they decide to remove my security in the UK, but they also signalled to every single government around the world not to protect us.
Let's continue. Meanwhile, the editor of the Mirror newspaper gave evidence in 2023 that stories about Harry came from the family. Okay, see, I didn't even finish with that. The royal family are all in, getting the papers and these people into their business. How about an injunction to stop the royal family briefing against the Sussexes? Alright, so this is buffering.
I think that's up to them to do privately. I think any reconciliation that they want is up to them. I mean, if that was me, if I was the head of the head of the royal family, if I was Charles, I'd be looking at reconciling with an NDA in place so that he couldn't sell
with your own son, Claudia.
Sell the details.
He's a terrible father. Charles has been a terrible father.
He
hasn't even seen his grandkids. I think he's met them once, if that. And he doesn't go over to America to see them. He can't even provide his own son with security.
Anything he says
Oh.
is going to make us real.
I can believe this lady in that corner is actually saying something sensible. That one in red is a freaking savage. What the hell is wrong with these people? Whatever she's spewing on national television to poison other people's mind to think this way, may God, send it back to her. My goodness. At least this other lady is at least saying something reasonable. Charles doesn't even see his own children. He doesn't even provide security for Harry.
Everything he says is going to make its way onto
Just like they do about Harry. They feed stories. It's very naive, Claudia.
I think palm trees and podcast deals are perfect for them. Stay in Montecito. We don't need you here.
The royal family.
Okay, so stop bothering them. Why you guys keep on talking about them?
You do need them because actually they look dreadful as it is on the world stage.
Well, that is what
they
we're
look like
discussing.
they've thrown a woman of colour under the bus, and they're a very lazy family, and they need more representation. And actually, they desperately need Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan don't need the royal family.
All
Let's
right,
put that down.
this in London, what about...
Oh, what? That's 1000% facts. Harry and Meghan doesn't need the royal family. Alright, let me pause. Marie Claire tabloid stories about Prince Harry came from members of the royal family. Daily Mirror's publisher claim. Okay. Alright, so it's done. Oh, there's more. That's from Yahoo. Prince Harry's stories came from members of the royal family. Daily Mirror publisher claim in court. Prince Harry himself has previously spoken about the leaks from within the firm, commenting in his book Spare that member of the royal family. Okay, I can't see anymore. And I have that video I recorded by itself where Harry was saying something about, it's the royal family who's briefing against him and his wife. 100%. There's that. Let's pause this. Let's open that before I start. Okay, I don't know who that white woman is, but she needs to shut the F up. Which one? The one in red? To even suggest that Prince Harry used a NDA to silence him is disgusting. Okay, disgusting. Harry has every right to tell his side of the story, the betrayal he has suffered over the years and still continuing by his evil toxic family. These racist trolls will never abuse Prince Harry and his family in peace. Even if they did produce an NDA document that will probably sign Harry's name on it without his knowledge. We all know they have previously experienced doing this. Yeah, there was something that I think in the documentary on Netflix where they say they put a statement out and Harry was like, I never, you know, subject to it. I never agreed to such thing. Okay, Harry should ask for at least £10 million for his signature on that NDA. I wish I would sign an NDA for my father, brother. They are the ones leaking against Harry and Meghan. I will tell my dad and brother to kick rocks. I will require them to sign one also. Yeah, it goes both ways. Harry and Meghan gave their side of the story and don't waste their time speaking their names. Seasoned royal reporters have admitted in countless interviews, discussion program, and royal documentaries that info about Harry and Meghan has come from members of the royal family, royal household, some of them seniors. Where do they think the thousands of news articles came from between 2017 and 2020? Without Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan, that white woman wouldn't be on TV talking shit. The audacity of this woman to imagine that Chuck could somehow force Harry to sign an NDA. Life doesn't work like that. People usually sign an NDA as a condition of employment or in exchange for a load of money, not because some withered old fart tell them to. The time for silence is over. Claudia is an arrogant, ignorant idiot. I hope he prints the other 400 pages. I know Couple Squad has been saying that in the comment section. Then Fulton, that's the way they voted. Then Fulton said that the calls were coming from inside Kensington Palace. His exact words.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
Charles and William clinch to Harry and Meghan is just how these two gals are trying to stay alive. These two men cannot stand alone. They've proven it over and over that crown and title do not make them men, both scared little boys wearing them trousers. Alright. After these three, that's it, bottom up. It seemed the Jeremy Vine show would be lost without talking about Harry and Meghan. Me thinks it's Harry and Meghan that pays his wages. There's the laugh here. What Narendra said, bullseye. Glad she put in that Sussexes don't need the toxic lot, bullseye, truth. Okay, Harry doesn't need them, they need Harry. Harry has freedom and choices. He will never return to that archaic lifestyle, but if he had security, then he will return to visit as he is the one that believes in family. That is true. Alright, there's more comment. It seems like there's some really good comment. Oh, let's finish it. Okay, I didn't know it was that. I was just gonna scroll to say there's a lot of comment, but not much. Okay, that Claudia is absolute witch as always. Narendra stuck up for Harry and Meghan. Why do you constantly blame Harry? It should be Harry that needed an NDA from his father. Do you even know how many times Harry had to be thrown under the bus to appease nasty Camilla? It seems the Jeremy Vine show will be lost. Okay, I read everything. The others is probably spam, the derangers. Next tweet. Another Jeremy Vine video. Alright, let's pause. This one is 44 seconds. She stuttered. There's the laugh here. The woman in this clip is so obviously a deranger with an anti-Meghan and Harry burner account, as she used deranger terms like Ginge and Wank and other segment, but her attempt to defend Prince William as not being lazy was laughable. I know she was trying to think of things that William does, but drew a blank. Let's listen. He drew a blank. I mean, she drew a blank. She cannot.
Harry has done more work than William ever, and it's just the press who hasn't reported.
Claudia, quickly, can you reply to this?
No, it's rubbish, Beth. Sorry, I don't buy it.
William's lazy.
Hang on, hang on.
William's not lazy. It's absolutely. He works so hard. He was, he's there taking over a role which he didn't choose. Harry has the choice to be as involved or not in the royal family.
Okay.
William has to take...
Well, let's not forget this part. They keep on saying that. It's William who kicked him out. Okay? Due to court document, William kicked Harry out. So now that Harry left, we don't see the kind of glamorous, all those outing I used to see of things being done. That's because all of those things that we were seeing were Harry's ideas. And then Harry brought Meghan. We were seeing so many nice things coming from Meghan for that short period of time. Smart Works, the book, Together cookbook, what the other thing? Things with the animals and many other things. So for that short period of time, Meghan was doing a lot of good things, and Harry, throughout his life with the institution as an adult, since I'm assuming since he left the military, all the good things we were seeing, they were Harry's work, Harry's idea. Okay, what's the name of the thing to create funds for veterans? With that, he used money from one particular charity he created to start Invictus. And when he mentioned it to William, William was pissed. Like, why didn't you come and talk to me first about it? When Harry went to the head of, how do they call them? I can't think of the word. Okay, to give the green light that he could do the Invictus. Okay, all of that were recycle money. Well, I say recycle, but technically from the Endeavour Fund. That's the term, the Endeavour Fund. That's Harry's work under the Royal Foundation, which I would say maybe the firm created, but I would say it's Harry, but I don't want to give Harry full credit on that. But it was for the two brothers to start things as an adult. And under that, you have the Endeavour Fund. Endeavour Fund was Harry's idea to help the veterans. And then while William, was out, they're gonna have babies or something like that, Harry decided to create the Invictus because of his experience coming to the US to see the Warriors game. Okay? And none of the money that was gonna that created the Invictus came from no other place but what he created. And this is where I always feel like it's an investment of the Endeavour Fund. And then right now, Invictus is like a huge thing, and Harry could have returned that money quadruple times to the Endeavour Fund.
First step would be pitching the Royal Foundation board, which oversaw my charitable projects and Willie's and Kate's. It was our foundation, so I told myself, no problem. Also, the calendar was on my side. This was early summer 2013. Willie and Kate, weeks from having their first child, were going to be out of commission for a while. The foundation, therefore, didn't have any projects in the pipeline. Its roughly £7 million was just sitting there, doing nothing. And if these international warrior games worked, they'd enhance the foundation's profile, which would energize donors and replenish the foundation's accounts many times over. There'd be that much more to go around when Willie and Kate came back full-time, so I was feeling supremely confident in the days leading up to my pitch. But when the actual day came, not so much. I realized how badly I wanted this for the soldiers and their families, and if I'm being honest, for myself. And this sudden attack of nerves kept me from being at my best. Still, I got through it, and the board said yes. Thrilled, I reached out to Willie, expecting him to be thrilled as well. He was sorely irritated. He wished I'd run all this by him first. My assumption, I said, was that other people had done so. He complained that I'd be using up all the funds in the Royal Foundation. That's absurd, I spluttered. I was told only a £500,000 grant would be needed to get the games going, a fraction of the foundation's money. Besides, it was coming from the Endeavour Fund, an arm of the foundation I'd created specifically for veterans recovery. The rest would come from donors and sponsors. What was going on here, I wondered. Then I realized, my God, sibling rivalry. I put a hand over my eyes. Had we not got past this yet? The whole heir versus spare thing? Wasn't it a bit late in the day for that tired childhood dynamic? But even if it wasn't, even if Willie insisted on being competitive, on turning our brotherhood into some kind of private Olympiad, hadn't he built up an insurmountable lead? He was married.
with a baby on the way, while I was eating takeaway alone over the sink. Pa's sink. I still lived with Pa. Game over, man. You win.
But William feel like he no longer needs Harry. So he did all his things, his manipulation or whatever. I don't know who was telling him these things to feel like he's better than Harry. But you know yourself more than anybody. If you know you're not doing shit, why would you listen to somebody putting nonsense in your head to get a freaking spotlight? Without Harry, he has no spotlight. Okay? So he thought by kicking Harry out, those people he considered friend, the tabloid, were gonna write nice pieces about him. But these people, they're all about money. They don't know you once you can provide them with more goods to write. So they're writing all the time about Harry, and then when they do, it's usually negative, and then, all right, let me move it back. These people, and she can even think of something that William is doing.
Choice to be as involved or not in the royal family. William has to take on, he's now in training to take over from Charles.
Training?
Charles.
Training? I thought he was in training since he was born. Oh, that just remind me when Kate went to that charity place and they tell her something. I don't know. She's like, I'm learning. I'm still learning.
Yeah, I think so. We have great girls. They're very generous, aren't they? Mine's just learning. Just learning. How to do. Good luck with that.
So William is in training still? Yeah, well, I guess so, because he's still not... the father is still alive. It's unfortunately these things is when one died, the other one take over. Yeah, technically he is still in training, but okay.
Passes away. Harry had the most amazing, perfect role of being the spare that he can then, you know, do bits on the side. He doesn't have to become king.
Thank you both.
Harry had
Okay, but did this lady in red explain what William was doing? What work he has done? Okay, amazing role as a spare. Who is this airhead? I know, right? Unbelievable. A spare doing more work than the part-time heir. All right, let's see here. You know they are in free fall when this is who they have to defend them. There's the laugh here. Why am I enjoying this meltdown so much? Okay, I busted out laughing when she said William was in training to be king. She didn't even believe what she was saying. I know. All William is in training for is how to fleece the public purse for more time off in luxury events like Ascot, Wimbledon, and football games, or and vacation. Never-ending vacation. Actually, I don't know if I have it here, or was it on my last recording? He's on vacation right now somewhere in Greece. Is it Greece or Cyprus? One of those places. They are always cutting people off when they disagree or don't like what they are saying. She can't save that lie. Willie is lazy and no to Harry. Role as being a good spare. They want Harry to do the work and Willie take the credit. Harry not being there shows just how lazy they are. Yeah. What the F do they find this so-called royal expert? William is presently on his 6th holiday of the year, cruising around the Greek... Okay, so this is where he was. Around the Greek island on a luxury private yacht. Give me a break with the sycophantic boot leaking. And you saw how fast that guy cut the lady off on the phone. KP must have told those talk show over there, don't let people keep saying Will is lazy. At least they're all saying, before when I first looking into the royal family, I didn't hear this from the at least the clips the squad used to share. I didn't hear this from the Brits, and I used to be pissed. And now they're talking, they're seeing it. Worked so hard doing what? Flying between his homes, scooting on his estates, going to football games. What has he singly achieved? Nothing. Nothing. William in training to be king. Is it an apprenticeship? There's the life here. What Will is training to be king? Then he started this training decades ago. That's what I'm saying. Since he was born. When will this hard-working training end? When the father died. The fact is that Will is lazy. End of the story. Next tweet. There's a video again. Oh, I saw this. I had to put it again because I love this video so much. They need to come back and help with the load. Jeremy Vine, meanwhile, the Sussexes. That's from the videos we were talking about. This is the thing. When Harry and Meghan are doing that thing, they make the thing look so fun and easy. But the others are freaking mannequin. And then there's one video, I don't know if I have it. It was on my last recording, where Charles was out and about. You see that black kid, and he's showing it. He's not, shaking the black kid's hand. So what do you expect? People see these things, but yet they want people to clap for them. God, do your thing. Enough is enough. 28 seconds. That's when they were in Canada, the Invictus game. Was it the 1 year review, or was it the time flies? I don't. When this came out, it was so fun to watch. But anyway, let's watch it.
Go, come on, you'll be absolutely fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go.
Feet up! Feet up! Feet up!
Oh my God, it's still funny, even though I've watched this so many times. And you see how Harry's accent changed really quickly. Feet up, and the next thing, feet up, feet up. Okay, it's a stupid thing to expect from them, especially since one won't even help carry the load. Exactly. Instead of asking the lazy couple to actually do the work they are funded to do, they are asking private couple to come and do what the lazy people won't do. Make it make sense. One couple works for a living, but being asked to come and help those lazy ones ain't happening. That's the thing. This is what the 50-50 was gonna be about. And Harry and Meghan were willing to do it for free. This is the thing. Harry and Meghan gave the UK, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put that under the umbrella of the UK, for free. For free. Not a dime from the taxpayers. The royal family said no.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between, a compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. Sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1. Barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the bee got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
And now, Harry and Meghan left are making travelers worth trillions of dollars.
Travelers will be in New York for Climate Week, celebrating our 5th anniversary. Since we launched in 2019, we have brought together 11 of the world's biggest and often competing travel and technology brands to work together on bringing sustainable tourism to the mainstream. Today, we are a $3 trillion coalition, guided by our independent advisory group of world-renowned sustainability academics and experts. We're really looking forward to being in New York with our founder, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, to celebrate everything that we have achieved together so far and sharing our vision for what's to come next.
making their own money, and now they're asking them to come back. What the F? The people of the UK should be upset about that. Okay? Instead of getting the kind of initiative that Harry and Meghan were doing, and Harry was willing to do that. Harry and Meghan were willing to do that for free for the Brits.
The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option. What I want to make clear is we're not walking away, and we certainly aren't walking away from you. Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth, and my military associations, but without public funding. Unfortunately, that wasn't possible. I've accepted this, knowing that it doesn't change who I am or how committed I am. But I hope that helps you understand what it had come to, that I would step my family back from all I have ever known, to take a step forward into what I hope can be a more peaceful life. I was born into this life, and it is a great honour to serve my country and the Queen. It has been our privilege to serve you, and we will continue to lead a life of service. So in that respect, nothing changes. I will continue to be the same man who holds his country dear and dedicates his life to supporting the causes, charities and military communities that are so important to me. Together, you have given me an education about living, and this role has taught me more about what is right and just than I could ever have imagined. We are taking a leap of faith, so thank you for giving me the courage to take this next step.
Okay? But instead, the royal family kick the two hard workers out, and then they get an increase from the taxpayers' money doing absolutely nothing. Then they get an increase this year. Oh my goodness. Alright. Add in the fact that when Wonk, William and Kate do actually show up, their presence is utterly uninspiring. Exactly. Not even the children can help Wanks, boring and absolutely uninspiring. Not even their fans can compliment them without adding the Sussexes into the mix. I mean, their future is on a holiday. They want him to come back and work while his brother vacations. Okay, I love this video. Her screams. I know, I'm still laughing about it. Alright, next tweet. I could watch it over and over again. And then they're laughing at her. Alright, so there's this here, NewsNation. Okay, Duchess Meghan is the one desperate to mend fences with the Windsors. When I saw that, I was like, what the hell? Meghan does not even mention these people. She's minding her business, making deals, talking to people. I mean, my goodness. Okay, fake news. Fully made up story is the story they thought will happen but never will. Meghan going back, begging them for acceptance. She is done with them. Okay, lies, that's the laugh here. She despises those devils. Okay, now that she understands how they operate, she's done and she knows how to get them. In a way that so subtle you won't even know she's throwing shades. Lord, there's that. What nonsense. I would have thought the only reason that Meghan will conceivably be interested in a do-over with the Windsors is so that her children get to know their grandfather. That's it. The Sussexes seem to be perfectly self-sufficient otherwise. I don't think so. Maybe, okay, this is, you know, people's throwing opinion here and there. Maybe, but the way well, again, we don't know what's happening in the back end. The way that she treated her father, I think, is the same thing with the other father, the other grandfather. All right. Meghan hasn't acknowledged the left behind in the last 5 years. All right, this one have two comments. Let's see here. If he was the one concerned over Archie's canton and making plans to change the convention that will entitle Archie to become a prince, then I doubt that. Who really knows though? Alright, there's absolutely nothing stopping Charles hopping on a plane. Okay, whatever. Okay, so this is an ad. Okay, I don't think so. She walked out on them. She will not agree with how they behave, I think. She will not agree. I don't think so. She walked out of them. Is this comment making reference to Meghan? They kick Harry out, and connection with Harry, Meghan had to go. Alright, just accept that the father and son will mend fences. Leave them alone. Let me leave that alone. Next tweet. Is that the same thing? NewsNation. Okay, royal reporters are openly fantasizing about getting the Sussexes on the balcony again. Oh God, what is wrong with these people? Once again, royal correspondents are indulging in flight of fancy. Imagine a whole article projecting what might be in 2027 if the Sussexes grace the Buckingham Palace balcony with their presence for trooping. Valentine's Law is almost salivating at a fantasy 2 years in the future. The Wells and Windsors are welcome to their hat parade. That's not the pinnacle of Harry and Meghan's lives. Not even the British are turning up to see the lamplighters. They have to depend on the tourists in the area and using old photos of bygone years. Yeah, that's tripping the color, and then the people from the when they look down, the amount of people that were there. Okay. I also fantasize them turning out the balcony and having them show no deference whatsoever, whack it like they own the place, and then back to Callie leaving them wanting more. Bahaha, this is just a fantasy. They're really desperate for someone else to do the work, aren't they? What's funny about the emotional support poll is that the vast majority of Sussex fans don't want them anywhere near that institution. If anyone who care about their well-being saw the poll, they have voted hell no. The fantasizing is equally hilarious and creepy. Don't make me angry. Harry and Meghan will not accompany scum on any balcony. Wise up, you idiots. Okay, it must be really bad behind the scenes over there. I still think the lack of crowds at trooping was a wake-up call for the media and that family. Right, who keeps giving the good Jenga to the voter. And the thing is that they lie so much, and then they even believe their own lies. Bottom up. What exactly do they want from the Sussexes? They can't fix other people's laziness and modernize an institution that is intransigent on being stuck in the past. They just want someone to attack and blame for their own failures as individuals and an institution. They can fantasize all they like. The Sussexes are the salt of that family. Now that they've left, royalists are left with the bland, stale and pale, hardly palatable lot. After chasing them off, they really put so much faith into the slim down the monarchy, knowing how lazy certain people are. Who keeps giving the good ginger to the voter? Alright, let's get to the next tweet. There might be certain parts I might turn into the different parts. KC3. Next tweet about the Sussexes. I see people complaining that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex don't do anything for Sussex, so I like to know, what does the Duke of York, Edinburgh and Gloucester do for people in the region of their dukedom? Are they supposed to go out and judge some livestock or something? Okay, I remember editing this on my last video. I'll just read these two because I literally had this on my last editing, because I think I went in and look what those people do. Do they get incentive for being some tax incentive? I'll put the screenshot. I think I took a screenshot for what I'm talking about. It looks like the queen like cows. You know it, lol. Okay, after these three, that's it. I'm guessing they want the leftovers to lose their minds even more. The Sussexes know how to make shit work. The second Harry and Meghan start an initiative, they move mountains to obtain their objective. Then horse, sausage fingers, mumbo and egg will send their minions to undermine Harry and Meghan's work. Harry and Meghan might be helping, we don't know. Okay, I'm still asking what has been done for Kent, Gloucester, Cambridge and York by those bearing that name except charge high rent and leash of the dead. Right? Don't you all know that when it comes to Harry and Meghan, the Sussexes, the goalpost is moved without any reason, prior requirements, etc. Hence, the double, triple, quadruple standard is beyond any logical comprehension. Their distractors make it up as they go without mercy. They should not have the title step away from the working monarchy. When Harry and Meghan were leaving, Harry was willing to relinquish the title, but they rejected it. So what can he do? Alright, next tweet.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together. And if I may speak personally, we are all in this together. Because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.